Hello, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Senior Reporter Rachel Kirkland, and I'm with Jennifer Felix, President and CEO of ASRC Federal. Jennifer is here to speak about the upcoming Heroines of Washington Awards. This annual event recognizes women making a difference in their fields, and it's also a fundraiser for the Greater Washington Area March of Dimes. Welcome, Jennifer. Thanks for coming on. Tell me more about your involvement with the March of Dimes and the Heroines of Washington Awards.
Thank you, Rachel. I really appreciate your taking the time and appreciate being here with you today. And very excited to talk about the Heroines of Washington event. I've been involved with the event since 2018 when I started as the co-chair, at which I was a co-chair for about 4 years, but have continued to be engaged and really help support the event since then. And am also involved on the board of the March of Dimes in the local area. And really the event and the mission of the March of Dimes, both really have meant a lot to me. The event itself is actually one of the most fun events I'd say I've been to. I go to a lot of events in this area, and it really is an inspiring opportunity to learn about women in the DC metro area that are just doing phenomenal things for our community. And it's fun. We laugh, we cry, quite frankly. And it's amazing, even the men that come out and really support the women in our community.
Wonderful. So tell me a little more about the event. What can people expect that night?
So we've been hosting the annual Heroines of Washington Awards Gala really to recognize and honor professional women in the DC metro area for over 20 years. And the award really helps to acknowledge the work that women in various fields do to make an impact in our community. And since 2001, the March of Dimes has honored 143 heroines and raised over $4.4 million for the mission of the March of Dimes. To move closer to advancing research to support the health of all mothers and babies. And this is the 23rd annual Heroines event, in-person gala, and all finalists will be honored that night with videos, and the winners will be announced. The winners don't know who they are, so it really is really inspiring when you see how excited they are, because they really don't do the work that they do to get recognition, and that's why we want to recognize them.
So your 24 finalists include women from many different companies. They're giving back in powerful ways. Can you share just a sampling of some of the work that they're doing that makes an impact?
Sure, absolutely. It really is very varied in terms of the work that they're doing across our community. Things like providing access to housing to the homeless, or using their voice to help as a platform to help survivors of domestic violence. They also prepare home-cooked meals and serve meals to the homeless, and really many other things, including helping students to go to medical school or pursue a career in STEM, and in particular students that may not have thought about, the fact that they can do those things. So it's really inspiring individuals throughout the community.
Wonderful. Jennifer, you talked a little bit about the March of Dimes mission earlier. Let's go back to that. What do you think people should know? What's especially important to know about that mission?
Well, for over 80 years, the March of Dimes has helped millions of babies survive and thrive. And in fact, anyone who has had a baby, that would be listening to this has been likely been touched by the mission of the March of Dimes. Really, the U.S. continues to be one of the most dangerous countries in the world to have a baby, and I think a lot of people don't realize that pregnancy-related death has also more than doubled over the last 30 years, with over 700 women dying each year in the U.S. And 1 in 10 babies are also born too soon. Black women and Native American moms are most vulnerable to poor health outcomes. And in that respect, that really does touch, for instance, our shareholder community. And so the March of Dimes is working to really advocate for health equity, maternal health equity, and also policies and research into why premature birth happens and how we can prevent it in the future.
How can people get involved in supporting both Heroines of Washington and the March of Dimes?
Oh, there are a number of ways to get involved. You can nominate a heroine next year. So if you know a woman that in the DC metro area that is, doing really, advocating or working within our community to support our community, please nominate them. We do want to make sure that we give those women the recognition that they deserve. You can also participate in supporting the March of Dimes in other ways. We do, actually, ASRC Federal is proud to support and participate in the March for Babies. It's an annual fundraising walk campaign that takes place every year on Saturday, April 27th. And it really is a great opportunity, even from a work team perspective, to really get out. It's in the spring, and show support for maternal and infant health, and engage with others in our community.
Wonderful. Is there anything else you want to add?
We're really just so proud of the finalists this year and deeply grateful to their service for our community. Again, I think the Heroines of Washington is such a unique gala because not only is it supporting moms and babies, but through the work of the March of Dimes, but also it's really supporting all of the different community service activities that these women are doing, and it's giving them an opportunity to share about those opportunities and maybe even inspire others to get involved. So it's really a pleasure to honor these women, and please look for announcements and congratulate them when you hear about their win.
Wonderful. Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for coming on today.
Well, thank you for having me. I really do appreciate it.